pretty interesting. A journalist by the name of Leland Nally called every single number in Jeffrey Epstein's little black book. He made around 2,000 phone calls, and he had a lot of rather engaging conversations with people who knew Epstein. And
really?
I gotta say, these conversations really do paint a picture of the man, and they also present a timeline. You see how he became the monster we know him for today through these conversations. It's funny because they talk about a stand-up comedian. I actually kind of met the stand-up comedian that the journalist talked to, Bobby Slayton. He performed at the comedy club I used to work at before coronavirus shut it down. Like I said, engaging stuff. Check it out.
There is a theory that Adolf Hitler didn't kill himself and he fled to South America instead. According to documents declassified by the FBI, they have not located Hitler's body, nor is there a reliable source who can say he is dead. So the theory is that in the last days of World War II, Hitler used a series of tunnels to escape the bunker to get to the nearby airport, which took him to Spain, then the Canary Islands, and then to his final stop, which is believed to be somewhere in Argentina. And once Hitler was safe, he had a body double murdered in the bunker so people would stop looking for him. Recently in Misiones, Argentina, there have been 3 remote stone structures that have been found deep inside the jungle, and archaeologists believe these to be safe houses for Nazis that were on the run. The archaeologists discovered a box inside of one of the walls. Inside the box was a Nazi coin from the Third Reich, as well as a photo of Hitler himself. They also discovered multiple vials of medicine, more specifically medicine for chronic stomach pain. And according to that same FBI document from earlier, Hitler was in fairly good health except for his stomach ailment, which he dealt with his whole life. So there were Nazis at this site in the past, but was Hitler one of them?
Yo, that's a Hitler. That's like something he'll do, right? Like, that's all that's something he'll do.
There were bombs planted inside the Twin Towers according to this theory. So the theory is that the government was involved in 9/11 so America could go to war and pass huge national security bills. So they placed bombs inside the towers to ensure they would come down. On the day 9/11 happened, there were countless witnesses who insisted they heard bombs go off.
Bombed in all the building, not second plane.
When there was another explosion and
we got down to 6th floor, there was like another shake or another explosion.
So 2 planes and explosives that were in the building.
Bomb in the building, start clearing out. Bomb in the building, start clearing out.
It was like a bomb went off.
You can even hear explosions going off in audio and video recordings.
No, they did not do
You want to
that.
call your mother or something?
There's a bomb in the
You can see
building.
the explosions as the building collapses, and these puffs of smoke are evidence of the bombs going off. The way the towers collapse is also identical to what a controlled demolition would look like, and this is only one of the many theories surrounding 9/11.
Strangest Unsolved Mysteries from Every U.S. State, Part 33, Kentucky. On March 3rd, 1876, residents of Olympia Springs, Kentucky began to witness large chunks of meat falling from the sky. The strange meat basically appeared out of thin air, and the crazy thing is, no one could tell what animal the meat came from. Even after some brave residents tasted the meat, they claimed they had never had anything like it before.
So they
A piece of the
eat
meat
some
was even
random
preserved
meat.
and is now on display at the Transylvania University in Kentucky, but the origin of the meat has never been truly solved.
Hey, so you ended up here, so obviously you think the aliens are real, because they are, of course, right?
But did you know that there's many that are actually trying to help us? In movies, they're often depicted as something that we should be scared of that want to destroy our planet.
And for some, that's true. But not all. Talk about Lyrans, the lion people. Lyrans are a humanoid with a cat head, and they came from the Leo constellation. They were 12-dimensional beings. Sadly, their galaxy got destroyed, and they were distributed as energy into other galaxies, including Earth. It is said that the Lyrans actually built the Egyptian pyramids. Theory is wrong, and the Lyrans actually built the pyramids in 15,000 BC. Explain why the Egyptians worshipped these cat humanoids. Including Sekhmet herself, who actually wasn't a goddess, she was an alien trying to help humans. The Lyrans actually used the pyramids as a portal to go back to the Leo constellation.
This Sphinx was a carving of a lion.
I guess we'll never know.
Creepy Coincidences, Part 1. JFK and Abraham Lincoln. They were elected to Congress exactly 100 years apart. They both became president exactly 14 years after being elected to Congress. Both were killed from gunshot wounds to the head. Both were succeeded by Johnsons. By the way, both of these Johnsons were born exactly 100 years apart. They both also died on a Friday. Their last names each had 7 letters. And they were both famous for their civil rights efforts.
Unsolved Mysteries. Crop circles. They used to pop up on the news, movies, and in every type of media, claiming aliens were trying to connect with humans through a language unknown. They reached the height of their popularity from the 1980s to the early 2000s, but after cameras became more and more common, along with the use of drones, people performed these crop circles live on TV, and their mysterious nature became a lot less compelling. Flying rods, like crop circles, were a phenomenon in the early video days. A lot of the times caught on camera as elongated creatures with multiple appendages. They could never be physically caught, so it was suspected they would travel through dimensions, only in ours for a few seconds. But when professional video cameras captured these alongside of the game cameras, it turned out to be moths distorted by motion blur. The face on Mars, discovered in 1976, little detailed was uncovered as their image power was tiny compared to today. With recent cameras, we can see the hill is, well, just a hill. And people were affected by the common tendency of seeing faces in objects. You know about that if you see my video on pareidolia. So there you have it, solved mysteries that were probably pretty mysterious in your parents' days.
Conspiracy theories that people actually believe. We live in a simulation. These theories suggest that we live in a giant simulation. So scientists think that in the future we will be able to simulate universes. But that makes us think that maybe it has already been done. And we are the ones that actually live in a simulation and we don't know that we are not real. And even Elon Musk has said that we are probably living in a simulation. The next conspiracy theory is that the moon doesn't exist. People say it is actually just a projection, and some people think it's also a hoax, and it was created to distract people from the existence of Nibiru, which is a rogue planet that will cause the apocalypse. Do you believe that any of these are true?
Do you believe?
Strangest Unsolved Mysteries from Every U.S. State, Part 5, New York. On March 9, 1929, the police were called after people reported hearing terrible screams from the apartment of a man named Isidore Fink. Police arrived just minutes later and they found that the doors and windows of the apartment were nailed shut from the inside. Upon breaking into the apartment, police found Isidore Fink's lifeless body with 3 bullet wounds in his chest and his wrist. However, when police searched the apartment, they were unable to find the murderer, a gun, or fingerprints. This was confusing to the police as the murderer had nailed all the exits to the apartment shut from the inside and could not have escaped. It was like the murderer had somehow vanished into thin air. While detectives looked for hidden doors and secret entrances to the apartment, they found none, and to this day no one knows how the killer escaped.
That's creepy. Appreciate you guys if you stuck this long, man. Like and subscribe, man. See you guys on the next video. Let's get it.